today we have the one and only Mark Ewen. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. It's so good to have you here, man. I mean, it seems like yesterday. You know, you were one of the very first people that we brought on the show when we first started doing this year, when we kicked off this year, and you know, the same feeling I had when I spoke to you then. It's kind of what I still have right now. You're here in front of me, man. And yeah, man, I'm so grateful for, you know, the time that you gave on the show, and you bringing time back to come and join us on the show, because we did ask you that down the line if it would be all right to bring you back on the show. You said anytime, man. You're always going to honor that, man. And thank you for standing by your word, man. That means a lot to us.
It's a pleasure, man. I'm happy to be back on speaking to you, chopping it up, man. It's good.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. And the other thing that I wanted to thank you for, and that would be you and Fanboy MMA, your connect. Yeah. They hooked us up with one of these.
Yeah, that's sick, man. That's sick.
They hooked us up with one of these, man.
Yeah.
So big up to you guys, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for what you did there, man. Really appreciate it, man. You mans are doing the damn thing, and we're gonna keep posting you, keep promoting you guys the best we can. So let's get into it, man. I mean, what's happened with for those of you that don't know Mark or really haven't followed him, and I don't know what you're not doing if you're not following him and following what he's doing, because he's a monster out there when they get into the cage. But for some people that don't know and just finding out about you right now, let's give them a little Christmas. What's been going on with you, your career since you last came here, and how everything's transitioned from EFC, because we spoke to you as an EFC fighter, right? The last time you was here, and now you got that Aries shirt on, fighting on the big stage where on the UFC. Please tell everyone, Mark. Tell everyone, please.
Yeah, it's been a mad year, man. It's been mad. It's been all over the place. But obviously, like you said when we spoke last time, I was signed with EFC. I won my fight against Adrian Sanchez in there, and the plan was to get back out to EFC in October and in December. So I was going to have hopefully another 2 more fights, October and December, and finish the year on a high. That was the plan. That was the plan when I was leaving South Africa. Once we got back, I was training, getting ready for October. And then they were just radio silent. They never really said much. I think they put a name to us at first. And they were like, that's fine, we'll take that, no worries. And then we never seen any contracts for a while. We never seen any contracts. That was the thing with the UFC. They would always say they were going to do this and that, and then when it came to actually getting it concrete, push comes to shove, sending the contract over, they took so long, or it never happened, or it never came. Anyway, but I ended up getting a call with one of the matchmakers, Glenn. He phoned us because he was a nice guy. Like, obviously, the head honchos at EFC weren't really too asked about letting us know what was going on. They were happy just to leave us in the dark, and they weren't really asked. They were going to focus on their own guys. But Glenn, the matchmaker, we built a good relationship with, phoned us up, phoned me and Kier, and was like, listen, this is the lowdown. What it is I'm getting told from the top down is we really can't afford to bring you guys out. It's costing us so much to fly you out and to pay you, and obviously have you staying in accommodation and transfers, everything. It's costing us a lot. And the plan is we're going to just try and stay and focus on our own guys and try and build them up to like the UFC or whatever. Yeah. That's all fine and dandy. I'm cool with that. If you want to just focus on your guys, just be honest and tell us that, like you did. But then when you start flying and all the guys from like Canada and all over the world and that, I was like, whoa. So it's left kind of a better taste in my mouth for UFC, as far as I understand. I don't want to say fuck them, because what they done for us was great, and I had a great time out there. But the way they dealt with the end of it, and then they've come up with the excuse that they want to focus on their own guys, but they're still bringing other guys in. It's like, why do you not really want us in? And probably just because they don't want our guys getting smoked, and they don't really want to see us go and do well and get the belts and then go off and do other things. So we never really know what's in their mind, but that's really how it went down on our end. We were just told that they can't afford to bring us back out, but then we've seen them bringing guys out, so we're like, it's a bit sketchy.
You're onto bigger and better things, and I said to you at that time, it's their loss. If you remember, I said to you, it's their loss, because I don't know if they know what they had on their hands, and the way you've now transitioned into Aries. You had a fight, just a week and a bit ago. Phenomenal fight, in Mark Ewen style. You just go in there and do what you do, because I feel when I watch you fight, it's your compartmentalization is ridiculous. You lose through the week. I watch all your build up on your story on your Insta, and then you get in there and it's a totally different human being in there. Please tell us how you felt, and big congratulations on that win, because I know it meant a lot to you doing on UFC Fight Pass and all of that. But tell us the whole preparation, how you came about that fight, what it done, what it's done for you in terms of, the people that are now going to take notes, that should have been taking notes, but if they weren't, they should be taking note now. Please.
Thanks for that, man. I appreciate that. But that fight came about through a manager called Chris Clark, who owns a show called Budo. I was actually matched to fight on Budo in November, just to get another fight. And after, obviously, because the EFC, we had nothing, I was like, I'm going to need to take a fight. So I took a fight in a regional show on Budo, and he kind of runs that full operation. So I was matched to fight a guy in Budo. He ended up pulling out. That kind of fell apart, and then he came with a fight competition with a guy on Aries. This Russian guy I was matched to fight. Basically, at the start of the year, this was brought to us by Chris Clark. He said, you can go and fight in Aries, you can fight this guy. And we were like, yeah. But at the time, you couldn't get into France with a vaccine and all, because of COVID and stuff was still quite right. But that kind of fell apart. So it's the same fight that was kind of booked at the start of the year, booked at the end of the year, booked December 8th. As for Aries, the show, it was great. I loved it, to be honest. It was a different experience to go out to France for the first time and just be around the French fans and see how they operate, because they're really passionate. Obviously, you see them in the football and that, and I'd never really seen them in the fight game or anything like that. But to see how passionate they were, they really got behind their guys. They're quite knowledgeable in the sport, and they know MMA, which is good to see, because the UK MMA is still not as big. When I say MMA, people don't know what I'm talking about up in Scotland, but to know people know what I'm talking about in France. People know Aries, especially. If I say Aries, they would know right away. Yep. It was a decent kind of turnout as well. They had I think they had 8,000 people in the Dôme de Paris, so which is quite a big arena. The biggest arena I've ever fought in anyway. It was quite big to me. I thought it was huge. It was brilliant, man. When we rocked up in the car, it was a total professional setup. To be fair, we got chauffeured from the hotel right to the venue. As you're getting at the venue, there's guys with cameras and that. They usher you in. You get taken right to your corner room. You get your hands wrapped. You get your fight bag, and that was basically like a small UFC. Obviously, people UFC, I know what it's like. So it was like a small UFC that was professionally run. The organisation was good. The production, the backstage, everything was all kind of professional. There was doctors and that went to see you right after you'd fought and stuff, and you couldn't go anywhere until you were medically cleared. Fantastic. Everything was really well run. As for the performance itself, in my opinion, it wasn't my best performance to date. It was against the best. I don't think it was the best performance to date. Nah. No, I really like to done a bit more, or showed up a little bit more skills, but I done what I had to get done. Yeah, I mean, I got the job done. I got the finish. Obviously, I think that's just me, who's a kind of perfectionist and wants to be a great fighter. I'm always looking for areas to grow. I'm always looking for we flaws and we mistakes that I've made here and there, and shots that I'm getting caught, just so I can learn and get better and improve and ultimately get better. But like I said, I don't think that was my best performance today. It was a good one though. Under the circumstances, it was a big cage. I loved it. It was the production, the crowd in that were energetic. The atmosphere was great. It was cool, man. Obviously, I was fighting this Khayrulla Khayrullaev, so we knew a little bit about him. We knew he was going to come in and he was going to throw everything with intention. That was the first thing we knew. Everything he throws it with intent. He's going to try and throw big kicks to scare me. He's going to throw some spinny stuff, but that's only because he's uncomfortable on the feet. He's going to throw that stuff and try and get me out there. He's going to show his card, and then before he was going to try and shoot. So we planned, obviously, a Russian guy. We know he's going to try and wrestle at some point. So we were planning on a couple of big kicks and all this, and then he was going to shoot. The shot never came, which is stupid from his part. He should have probably shot and maybe made it a bit harder for me. But I knew if I just bide my time, hit the body, chip away at the body, he's going to get tired because he's throwing big shots and he's missing. And I'm just tagging and slowly getting my reads and getting my shots, and then before you know it's a matter of time before I get hit the kill shot, and exactly what I did. I double hook and he's sleeping.
With that type of performance, surely you gotta get a bonus. I mean, finishing someone in the first round in that manner always comes with a bonus. Makes your bank account look so much better than it's supposed to look.
I'm not gonna lie, Ares shafted me with that without getting the bonus there. I never got the 10 grand bonus. I should have got that. I'm not happy about that.
They didn't. They stinged you with it, man. But boy, you know. To me, that was a clinic. You put on a clinic, and massive congratulations to you on that one. I mean, going into 2023 now, what does it look like? Are you on a multi-fight deal? Are you looking for something different now that you've ended the year in a spectacular way that you know that I feel you deserve after what's happened with EFC? So what's 2023 looking like for you? What's the plan?
So I've only signed a one-fight contract with Ares. I could have signed a multi-fight, but I chose to sign a single fight. I don't know where this is going to go. But I spoke to Ferdinand Lopez, the owner of the show, after. He said he'd like me to come back to Ares. I said nice one, we'll see. There's a few offers coming, so I'm just going to wait and see. The plan is 2023. I want to get 2 fights in before the summer holidays again. I want to get 2 fights in, and then I want to try and get 4 in the year.
Yes.
I think the UFC by the end of the year, that's where I'm looking at being on the UFC by the end of the year. I could be Contender series or something for the summer.
Yes.
UFC by the end of the year. But 2023 is looking up. This is my chance. This is my coming out party. I mean, I'm beating. I'm not just beating average guys. I'm not fighting dummies. I'm fighting the best guys I possibly can fight. The best guys on the best shows, and I'm beating them in spectacular fashion. So I hope that's getting noticed from the big guys upstairs. You know what I mean? I hope they're actually seeing that I'm not just fighting cans and trying to pad my record. That I'm actively looking for the hardest fights and taking guys out of the game, so I can skip the queue. I can skip the ladder because I'm ready. I'm experienced. I've got the skills to back it up. But we'll see. I want to get started right away. As soon as 2023 hits, I want to be fighting in February time, February, March, get one right out the way right away, then get another one before like June, and then towards the end of the year.
Yeah, we know that's how you get down. You love a quick turnaround, especially when you go into fights. Don't take a lot of damage. Come out with next to no that. Sometimes you don't even look like you've been in a fight. You know, you come out flossing. You know what I mean? Get all your nice clothes on. You're looking good, and you're off to do what you was doing. And you know, and this is for most people that love the fight game. This is how you're supposed to approach the fight game. You know, take minimal damage, inflict the most damage, get the hell out of there, and on to the next one. So I mean, 4 fights next year, it's achievable for someone with your style, for someone with the tenacity and the way that you approach fights. So that's definitely achievable. What I wanted to ask you, like you said, you're looking at some you know, a competition or tournament like the Contender series, the Notoriety Contender series, maybe even would you consider doing something like the Ultimate Fighter if that fell on you? Because that's more of a long-winded way to get there, right? Rather than just having the one fight and maybe seeing if you get a contract.
I'd rather just get either Contender series or right in the UFC. Like, the Ultimate Fighter doesn't really appeal to me, even though it'd be a great experience. It just doesn't appeal to me. I would do it, but it's not my plan.
I hear you, man. I mean, look, if the UFC comes calling, and those were the choices, I'm sure it's something that you definitely think about, and what your decision is would ultimately be something that what you're happy with yourself going to do, rather as to you know what you get coaxed to do into. One thing I wanted to ask you, we're talking about UFC right now. We've seen the situation with the betting scandals that's going on there, and fighters not being able to. What's your take on that whole stuff with the whole betting thing and people not training with James Crouse and stuff like that? And how does that impact on the people, say the coaches, the other people that's not directly involved in performing in the octagon, but you know, the skeleton people that follow people and corner people in that regard. How does it affect all of those guys?
I think it's a bit of madness, to be honest. Like, I never knew that was a thing. I thought, I know footballers can't, but I thought fighters, you can bet on yourself. I remember hearing stories about Floyd Mayweather. Apparently, he would bet loads on himself.
Yeah.
I planned on betting loads on myself when I get to the UFC. The plan is to go into the bookies and put on as much as I can on myself, because surely you should be able to bet.
That's part of believing in yourself as well, right?
Ultimate self-belief, isn't it? You know what I mean? Bet the house on yourself. Like, I think it's a bit crazy. I get it if the coach is getting done for it, but surely the full team should be able to. It's different if you're throwing fights. If I'm betting on myself to lose and then I'm diving, then that's a bit sketchy. But if I'm betting myself to win in any way that I can, and I'll go on and win, that's down to me. I think that's a bit weird. I think that's a bit. I've not actually looked too much into the full controversy that's happening. Actually, I like James Crouse. I think he's a good coach, and I like his team. I like what he's doing with his guys. I think it's a bit of a shame as well that a lot of these guys are now going to have to look elsewhere for a coach or train elsewhere because the coach has been basically blacklisted, which is mad.
I'm still baffled by, and I like James Crouse a lot, but I'm still baffled by how it's affected everybody else but him. You know, the way it impacted the everybody that's under his stuff, and you know, they're saying if you get involved with him, then you're not getting any fight from us. I'm thinking, what? Like this, it's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh in my opinion, and you know, sometimes, and look, we all love the UFC, and they're the biggest MMA promotion on planet Earth. Everybody wants to fight there, at least. If not to just say you fought for the promotion, but you want to measure yourself, you want to measure your own skills with the best in the world, and that's the place to go and do it. So, but there's a lot more that's coming out of there, and it's just a crazy world. But I'm sure there's
need to remember that
2023. Please say that again.
You need to remember the UFC is a business, so it's not like a union where everything's fair and righteous. It's a business. Business is unfair. It can be cutthroat. I mean, and selfish in a way. So you need to remember that when it comes to the UFC, that it's an organisation and a business, and it's owned by businessmen. So you need to try
that's why it's so successful.
Yeah, exactly. They're making loads of money. Yeah, like, see, to be honest, I'm not in an overly rush to get to the UFC. It's looking like there is other avenues now to get paid, like PFL and Bellator, and you've got UFC, you've got all these places over in the Middle East and stuff. Like, there's other avenues now for fighters to get paid and really get their due. But like you said, and what I believe is, the best of guys are in the UFC, and if you really want to be known as the best, you really have to mix up with the best, and you need to be in the UFC. Like, you can be a world champion at PFL, you can be a world champion at Bellator, but it just doesn't hit the same as the UFC undisputed world champion. That's the best MMA fighter on the planet, in my opinion. So that's really what I'm after.
Yeah,
that is it.
I'm with you on that one. Can I ask you what does success in MMA, in your view, look like against like popularity in MMA? You know, having success or being popular. What's the success? How do you weigh that up? What's the difference?
Let's look at Paddy Pimblett. Right, he's a great example, a perfect example. Popular, and he's successful at the moment, but he won't be for in the future. I don't think. I don't rate him. I don't think he's that good, to be fair. I obviously highly rate success more. Like, I would rather be known as the best fighter, one of the greatest fighters, the most technical, the most skilled, the strongest, fastest, best, whatever. Like, that actual skill set, rather than, oh, he's good on the mic, oh, he's good in this and he's popular and this and that. That doesn't really bother me a bit. Like, I couldn't care if people like me or what. I want people to want to watch me fight because of my skill set. And to me, that's the success. Not just want to watch me talk or watch me get beat or that. They want to watch me because they know it's going to be a great fight, and my skill set really is going to show that.
Got you. We just spoke about the UFC and your desire to get into that promotion in 2023. You know, hopefully by summer, maybe it's something we could be seeing you starting on the dotted lines. But just before we get you out of here, what would be the top 2 fights if you could pick yourself 2 mans at 155, ranked or unranked, that you would like to say welcome you to the UFC? Who would it be?
I'm a big fan of Arman Tarzurikan, the guy who just fought there.
Yeah, Arman Tarzurikan. Yeah.
No, listen, that's a very, very hard fight. I'm a fan of his. I think he's very, very well rounded. But I reckon I would love the fight because of how back and forth it could be. You could be grappling 1 minute, you could be striking another. It's going to be a very fast pace. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be a full MMA fight, which I would love. Obviously, he's going to be a contender soon. He's up there. Could possibly be the champion at some point. So I'd like to fight him at some point. Who else would I like to fight? I was going to say. I just had total mind blank there. Arnold Allen. I'd like to fight
Arnold Allen. Oh, you know what? That might not be a bad fight. I think he fights at 145, but
you're right. Yeah,
he's a featherweight, right?
Yeah, right. He's featherweight. I don't know why I thought he was 155. I think it was just because he beat Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's also he goes from lightweight to featherweight. Paddy Pimblett, give me Paddy Pimblett.
I was secretly deep down waiting for that one day, you know. Deep down, secretly waiting for that one day, man. Like, you know what?
Knock him out, man.
Yo, my man says Crouse don't get knocked out, bro. I'm like,
we'll see about that.
Okay, bro. Look, you've always been good to us. You're great with us with your time, and I want to thank you so much. I want to wish you and your family a fantastic Christmas. Your coaches, the people that stuck with you right through your tough time, and got you here to the point where you've ended the year with a fantastic performance. I want to wish everybody a fantastic Christmas, and we know you got your merch going, you got a lot of stuff going on the business side of things, because you still got to put food on the table while there's still fights, you know. So I like the way you improvised and had to do what you had to do. Please plug your merch. Thank the people that that's been there for you, and any future endeavors, please plug them as well on the show, please. The floor's yours.
So I've got Fanboy, that's my new kind of merchandise that's coming out. It's kind of like Champion Mendy and stuff. We've got some new stuff's going to be coming out very soon with some photos from one of my EFC fights. It's some really cool merchandise that's going to be coming out. Obviously, I need to thank all my sponsors who continue to support me. Obviously, they're all on my Instagram. If you want to go and check them out, there's that many. I didn't want to start plugging them and forget one, so you need to go on my Instagram. Yep. Thank my team for all support me. Thank you as well, man. Like, you've been posting all my stuff, man, constantly kind of pushing me and giving me that exposure. I really do appreciate that, man. And I hope you and your team and your family have a great Christmas and that as well, man.
Thank you so much, sir.
Truly grateful for people like you, man. One of these great ones.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it, man, and we want to see you guys do great things. We want to give you guys the voice, and if you can do that with our platform, we're just up and coming. We're new, but we're taking baby steps, and we've had a really good year with a lot of fighters, and we want to thank people like you that that help put us on the map, and I really appreciate that, man, and we want to carry on having that relationship with you and some of the other guys that we've had on. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and hopefully in 2023 we're going to be back here doing some more content on the show.
I'll be back anytime, man. I'll happily chat to you anytime, bro.
Fantastic, man. Thank you so much, man. And up onto the next video, people. It's been a big one. It's Mark Ewen in the house, and he's going to be blessing us in 2023 with his presence again. Salute to everybody, and we're going to catch you soon. Big up. We out.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.